Hi, this is Erica Dyer with Incoherent Ramblings of a Crazy Bitch. And of course, my producer, Nick. How are you, Nick?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just surviving the holidays as usual. How are you doing?
I'm actually in a hotel in Chicago right now. I just flew back from Long Island. I was out there for a couple days filming Camp Blood 666 Part 2 because, the first one, Part 1, is on Tubi TV if you guys want to catch up on that. But, I'm kind of tired because, of course, when I'm out there in fucking Long Island, work doesn't stop. I get emails and shit pushed to my phone, which I shouldn't do that, but I do.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got to keep your job going.
Absolutely. I know.
Yes. Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
Any questions? Anybody write a question to Erica Dyer?
We don't have any questions, but we do have I'll let you say the email real quick and then we'll go into that.
Okay. Erica Dyer ericadyerpodcast at gmail.com. Okay. So nobody has been writing us questions, and I know we have some listeners. So questions, comments, come on. I know people that I've ran around with and are part of these stories are listening to this shit, and nobody is writing. You guys got to give me prompts. Half the time I forget the shit that, it was like last week we talked about Naked Erica, right?
Yep.
Well, I forgot to talk about naked pool, naked cards, naked, I forget about some of this shit. That was a long time ago. So if you guys grew up with me, partied with me, have stories about me, or let's face it, even Nick, I'm sure you got some followers out there too. Send us that to ericadyerpodcast at gmail.com.
We do have one comment for episode 20. It is by somebody who follows you on Twitter. I guess their name is Death by Saber. They commented on the video. They said, the comment is, I invited people for Thanksgiving and they all canceled last minute.
Aw.
They claim they got sick. It's BS.
Oh, yeah, I get it. That shit happens, It does. People do get sick. Maybe they did really get sick. But I'll tell you what, Thanksgiving this year was just basically me and my two sons. And the only thing you can really do is still just kind of try to make it a special day. God, that's sad. It is. It makes me think about, my dad's last Christmas. He spent it by himself. I didn't even realize it. I thought my fucking family, my aunts and uncles invited him over, and nobody did. He spent his last Christmas alone. So I'm sorry to hear that.
Oof,
did he say anything else in his comment? I know.
No, that's all he said. But yeah, Death by Saber, that's rough, especially for the holidays, especially this time in our lives with the pandemic happening and all the other stuff happening as well.
Yep.
It's rough all around. Sorry that all your people bailed on you, man. That's real rough. That really is.
It really is. It does fucking suck. I know, and I didn't even know my dad spent his last Christmas alone till his funeral. And a lady came up to me at his funeral and she said, I had no idea who she was. And she said, your dad was eating Christmas dinner at one of the restaurants in town that were open because I had a new baby. My son at that time would have only been, my younger son, he was born in July, so he would have only been a few months old. So I spent Christmas with his father's family because they always get together. And I guess when I grew up, my dad never, we didn't do a family thing because he always went to his girlfriend. So it never occurred to me to let me plan something with my dad. I assumed his siblings who live in our fucking town would have invited him over for Thanksgiving, and they didn't. And she came up to me at the funeral and said, your dad was eating Christmas dinner at this restaurant, and she said he left, and then when I went up to pay, he had paid for her meal. That was his last Christmas. So I'm sorry to hear that. Know that there are others out there that feel what you feel. So thank you for writing in.
Yeah. And death by saber. I had a death in the family, I think about 2 weeks before our Thanksgiving happened, and it was rough to get through, man. I mean, the whole family was there, but it was rough to get through. But yeah, that sucks when nobody's there. It really does. Hopefully Christmas is better. Hopefully, I mean, yeah, I hope it gets, I really do hope it gets better, honestly. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and you know what? Even if you do spend it alone, because I've done that before when my kids were little, and they went to like their father's or had a place, other than my home to go. I spent many a holiday by myself, but you still got to do something to kind of try to make it special. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But reach out, it just, sometimes we run into that shit. It'll get better though. It'll get better. Hopefully Christmas will be better for you.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said naked. Let's talk about more naked Erica. That you remember all of a sudden?
Oh my God, I did. So, God, it is so funny because I've told you this before, where it's like sometimes after we have talked, like things that we've done in the podcast, I like get these triggering thoughts, and I'm like, oh my God, I remember that. Well, we had this pool hall in this little town that I live in, and I can remember going up there, and it would be like my boyfriend, a couple friends, and we would play like strip pool. We always played strip cards. Actually, God, I should probably dig the picture out. My kids will find it when I die. There's a Polaroid, which that tells you how old it is. A Polaroid of me sitting there covering my breast because I'm naked after playing strip poker. But I used to also play strip pool. It was like we would go in there and we would play strip pool, girls against guys, and we'd go out to this pool.
Here's the question. We know from the last episode that you love to be naked. Now, did you purposely lose so you could be naked, or what was your tactic? What was your tactic?
No, I didn't purposely lose. Sometimes I lost, sometimes I won, but no. It was one of those things that just eventually you're naked in this back part of this pool hall. In the front part, they had like arcade games. And then in the back room, they had, pool tables. Now, the one guy, I had a key, so I think he worked there, if I remember correctly. This was like fucking 35 years ago. So sometimes my mind goes a little bit. But, we were in there. It wasn't like a full of other people, but yeah, we'd go up there and play naked pool. And many a times I would play strip poker with other people, but that was like a common thing. You know how that is. It was just always so funny to be like, ooh, I lost. Yeah. But yeah, there is one picture, and I can picture it in my mind, because if you have seen my senior picture that I've posted on Facebook before, where I have like the big hair and the big glasses and the gray tooth, because that's before I got my caps. Yeah, that was me, in this Polaroid picture. I got it somewhere. I do got to find that before my kids find it. that ain't something they want to see. I'd be like, what the fuck is going on, Mom?
So any other situations where nudity was involved besides playing pool or poker?
Well, actually, this movie that I was just on, Camp Blood 666 Part 2. So It's taken place in a camp. And of course, if you think of a normal slasher flick, and if you follow the Camp Blood series, which you can watch some of them on Tubi TV, this will be the 12th one in the series. But the second one for the 666, there's always, it's a typical slasher film. There's titties galore. There's, all kinds of innuendo. It's not showing. And, oh my God. So I read the script, but I had a huge part in this movie. So, Julie Prescott and Will Colazzo are the ones that wrote it and directed it, and I was out there with them. My part wasn't originally in the movie. They actually put that part in because of course, I did the Indiegogo thing. Again, if you want to support your independent film industry, look at those Kickstarters, Indiegogo, any of those crowdfunding where you can help these small independent films. I'm going to try to look for ones that, their budget is the lower budget because they're the ones that really appreciate and need that money. Anyways, I gave them the money and they wrote the part for me. And so I got the part pretty late. Well, I kind of looked through the script. I saw there was some titty flashing at one part. And I'm like, all right, I looked through the script. And, but I really focused on the parts that were mine, because that's the part I really want. And, I get out there and, oh my God. So there's this one scene. I'm not going to give you guys all the details, but there's this one scene. I didn't even realize this girl had taken her top off, right? She's like, and this whole time, the last movie I was on with Will and Julie was Silent Night, Bloody Night 3. And in that part, I don't speak a single line. I don't say a fucking word. I'm completely silent. And so this one, I had several lines. I'm like, I have a lot of dialogue in this movie. And so this will be the first time that Will and them actually really heard me speak, other than, and when I first meet people, I was drunk when I met you, so you were different. But when I normally meet people, I'm very like, hi, I'm Erica. How are you doing? It's very nice to meet you. I don't fucking know you. I don't know you. But so this was the first time I'm standing there and we're doing this scene. And I just kind of, they do the scene and I look up and I'm like, good Lord, that girl done show her titties over there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What kind of movie we doing here, man? And Will is just like, oh my God. He's like, oh, Erica's over here talking about titties. I'm like, I saw it in the script, but when and she was a very attractive lady. I would say girl. I thought she was like fucking 19, so I felt like a pervert. I'm like, God, I just saw this young girl's titties. Come to find out, fucking like 37. I'm like, whoa, I wish my titties looked that good. But I look up and I'm like, oh my God, she done show her titties over there. What the fuck is happening? And so we're doing this, we're in a camp, right?
Yeah.
And, we got there's all kinds of scenes where there's, cleavage and titty showing and, it's your typical slasher flick. But I felt bad for this girl. It was fucking cold on this campsite. And this must have been the mother in me because I'm like taking off my jacket. Here you go. Let's cover them titties up. You're probably a little chilly over here. And I was like, so I was like the person standing next to her, covered her titties up. And then when they're like, okay, we're getting ready to film action, I'm like pulling the coat back. And because then suddenly she's cold. but her tits looked good because then her nipples got really hard because she was warm because I had like one of those Sherpa sweatshirts on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really warm when I was covering her up. But as soon as I pulled that back, it was like everything tightened. And I mean, it made for a good movie. But yeah, I was like, what kind of fucking movie I signed up for over here? And I would periodically make comments. And I think Will and Julie and the others on the set, it was funny because they really got to know my real personality. Because like, if most of the movies I come in, I'm there for a day and I leave, I gotta fucking work around my work schedule, right?
Of course, yeah.
So,
You can't, you know, yeah.
You're
doing the movies for fun, and you have a real job, so you got to make sure that's taken care of.
exactly. So here I was there for a couple days. Well, the first day on set, I'm like, man, this bitch showing her titties, and this girl over here has, I don't know how big her tits are, and like I'm wearing a sports bra because my character Grace, her son is missing, and she's, fucking the part was written for me, so she's a distraught middle-aged woman who let herself go. And I'm like, I look like a fat motherfucking cow next to these fucking girls over here. So the second day on set, I'm like, all I really got to do is put a bra on, and then it kind of pushes everything up. So I'm wearing this it wasn't padded or pushed up. Actually, it was just underwire. But I'm wearing this bra and I'm wearing this shirt that shows cleavage. And, this time I'm like, hey, I ain't that bad. I know you got them young tits over there, but I ain't that bad. I guess we're in a titty flick over here. So I'm like trying to do my part. And, I have a son in this movie. And there's this one scene where I grab my son and I hug him and I kiss his forehead. And I'm like, oh, okay, so this dude's face is going to be like in my tits. So I'm like spraying perfume up on my neck. I'm like, he don't want to smell no sweaty tits. I'm going to make it okay for this poor kid that I'm like, I say kid, but he's like, in his 20s. I'm like shoving his face. I really shoved his face in my tits.
Oh my God.
And we had to do the take like 3 fucking times. And this was the guy that was driving me back and forth to the hotel. But I did. And I like grabbed his face and I smashed that shit right into my tits. And
you really want to make that drive back to the hotel really awkward, don't you?
I did. And I'm like, oh, my son. But I told him, I was like, yeah, I sprayed some perfume. So hopefully it's not that bad for you. His tits are as old as your mother, I'm sure. Oh, God. Yeah, he was a good kid. Bless his heart for driving me back because my hotel was an hour away.
Ooh,
but it was like his drive. I was like on his way home. So it was, he had like another half hour after he dropped me off.
Wow.
But, yeah.
That's a hell of a drive.
Poor guy. I feel bad for him. Who the hell wants their face, being like 20 years old and you got to get your face smashed up against some 49-year-old tits? I don't know. Bless his
I mean, that sounds like a good afternoon to me. I'm just.
Oh, dear God, don't make me choke. But that's pretty much what this movie is. So, I'm excited. I'm like, I got so many fucking lines in this movie and so much dialogue. And I couldn't remember perfect. Okay. It's first of all, some of the dialogue, I mean, when I get into it, it's probably not exactly how I would say it. And so I tried real hard, but Will and Julie gave us some leeway where, if it's not exactly perfect, that's okay. But sometimes, man, when I got into it, I'm like screaming at these people and yelling in their face, fuck you. And I gotta really like showcase myself. In the other movies I've been in, it was just bits and pieces. oh,
Right,
you
right.
get to see how Erica, looks, or you get to hear Erica say 2 lines or 3 lines. I don't call myself an actress. I don't consider myself an actress. Actually, I mean, like, this is me. This part that they wrote, this like is perfect for me. I don't consider myself an actress, but man, I got into this. I got into it so much. There's been other movies that I've screamed in, but there's this one scene that I just, and I've said before, I've been told that I can do a blood curdling scream, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I let out this scream, and I am just screaming. And suddenly I feel this wetness between my legs, right? And I'm like, did I piss myself or did I start my period? Because I don't know. But I didn't want to let up. So I just kept going, and I could feel it fucking making me all wet and like coming down my legs. And I'm just going until I heard cut. And then I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And so as a woman, I always carry like tampons and shit with me. So I run out there, and of course everybody's out there, and I'm like, I don't know if I pissed myself, because it could be that. I've had a couple kids. I didn't do Kegel exercises. I guess I should have. But or if I started my period, but turns out I pissed myself. So that should be a really good scream.
That's impressive. That's really impressive that you just went that you were dedicated to the scream that much that you just pissed yourself. You're like, I'm gonna keep going until the director yells cut, and then you're like,
terrified.
all right, I need 5 minutes.
I was terrified, and then I'm like, because they were like pajama pants I was wearing, so they're all wet, and they're like, okay, let's do it again, and I'm like, oh dear God. All right, let's do it again. Let's make sure we have a good let's one for safety. That's what they say. One for safety.
No, that's always the rule. One for safety. Even if it's a good take on the first one, you do one for safety.
I'm like, all right. I hope nobody can see this wetness between my legs. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that scream.
they'll just say you got excited. It'll be fine.
I did. I just really got into it. I did. But yeah, it was a great time, and then I just flew into Chicago because I got to work here now, and found a half-eaten cake in my fridge in my hotel.
Oh my God.
You see that? Yeah, I fucking was like putting shit away, and I opened the little, dorm-sized refrigerator, and I'm like, there's half a chocolate cake in there. I ain't throwing that shit away, though. It's like laying on the counter, because this is something you don't know about me. I got some food issues, and I know I've said that before where I got food issues, but I just licked my lips. You didn't see it, but I just licked my lips. It would not surprise me if I gave that chocolate cake a taste later, like the side they didn't eat. Like I would take it from the other end because they couldn't. The one side's been cut or eaten.
Listen. Don't feel bad, because I would probably do the same thing. I was like, if it's if one of the pieces or like one side's been eaten, I was like, I'm gonna try the other side and see what's up, see if this is good or not.
Yeah, it looks like they used a knife. It's a nice cut. I put a picture on Facebook. I'm like, Kathy, it looks real moist. Like it's not expired. It looks like a good cake, man. It doesn't expire till the 11th. Looks like they just bought it.
I would do the exact same thing. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try and see what's up. If I die, I die. Fuck it.
No, but you know what? You know how bad I've gotten with food. So
I know what you mean, especially around the holidays. Like once you're within like Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's like all bets are off. Like it's just you're eating whatever is around you until like January 1st, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to not eat like I did for the last month.
No,
and you
man, it's
try.
not even like just eating like that. Like I'm really doing very good. I'm actually losing weight. I'm not eating like candy, and I'm not, I haven't been snacking, so I am losing weight. But oh my god, I remember this one time I was at work, and we have this specialty cookie store. This is when I worked at the electric company, and they gave us cookie cottage cookies, and these cookies are so motherfucking good, right? And everybody got a cookie, and I mean, it's like amazing fucking cookie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I walk into the bathroom, and on top, not down below, but on top of the trash in the bathroom, like the big trash, not the little trash where people throw their tampons. This was the big trash where they throw, paper towels towards the front door. There was a cookie cottage cookie. Somebody had taken one bite out of it, and it's wrapped in like wax paper. So it was wrapped in paper, and it was on the top. And I'm looking at it, and I had to fight myself. I'm like, somebody took one bite of that fucking cookie and they threw it away. And I'm standing there and I'm looking at this motherfucking cookie, and I'm like, oh, I want that cookie. I really fucking want that cookie. And I'm like, no, my luck. I'm going to reach into this trash, and somebody's going to come in as I'm taking this cookie out of this trash. I fucking reached in. I got problems. I reach into this fucking trash, and I take this cookie, and I pick it up, and I'm getting ready to eat it. And I thought to myself, Erica, you just fucking took a cookie out of the trash. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You really like cookies. That's really all it is. It's
I didn't eat the cookie.
Thank God.
I didn't eat the cookie. It was like a fight with myself. It was like truly a fight with myself. I put that motherfucking cookie back. Oh God! But I know those cookies taste good. But this isn't the first time. Like, if it's one thing if I'm at home, like, there's been food like, that's expired, I'll throw it away. And then later on,
yeah, of course.
why is that in my trash, man? I'll take another bite of that. But it's my own trash. This was the first time I'd ever, picked a cookie out of a public trash can. And the guy I was dating at the time, I was laughing about it. I was telling him, and he's like, later on that night, he goes, we were talking about getting something to eat, and I was like, man, I'm hungry. He goes, do you want me to drive around back at the store and see what's in the dumpster? I'm like, you motherfucker.
I recently learned of something that Cinnabon does. I didn't know this, but I recently learned about it. They're called Cookie Bon Bites. Ooey gooey cinnamon rolls inside chewy chocolate chip cookies.
Ooh. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I didn't know something like that existed, and it's like I have to.
That sounds good.
I must acquire these things because it sounds amazing, and I must I don't know. I feel like I need to buy a couple dozen of them and squirrel them away for winter and just have them whenever I want to. Because
Put
they
them in
sound
the
and look
microwave
delicious.
for 30 seconds,
Yeah, have 8 of them with my morning coffee. Oh God.
Oh, that sounds fucking delicious, man.
Yeah.
That does. So what are your food issues? You like Cinnabons. Is there any other ones? Have you ever taken food from the trash? Or am I can't.
Well,
I mean,
I've done it from my own trash. My own trash. I've done it from that. That's as far as I've done. God, cheese, chocolate, pizza.
Carbs. I love
Yeah,
carbs.
basically cheese. I get the really nice sliced cheese from the store, and I keep 4 to 6 packs in my fridge. And it's I'm just gonna have one slice from each. And eventually, before I'll get the Monday before Wednesday's over with, they're mostly gone. And so that's kind of my thing, and I need to
Awesome.
not
That's
not
fucking
do that.
awesome.
And the worst thing is like I got the worst thing is I was like I think this happened a few months ago. What was it? They started having the party packs come because Thanksgiving was happening,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was like, oh
yeah.
man, I'm gonna get a couple party packs, and this way I get more cheese for
A
my
party
buck, and
pack
I'm
for
just like.
yourself.
Basically,
I love it.
basically,
Oh my
and it
god.
was yeah,
Oh
it
my
was
god.
like 4 or 5 different cheeses, like a ton of them in each like little row there for crackers and stuff like that. But I just periodically ate them throughout like the week or so I had
That's
them. I was like,
awesome.
I don't care, they're
That's
they're
fucking
mine.
awesome. That's I. You know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I do not judge. There is nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah,
Oh
and
god.
oh god, yeah. And here's the thing, like pizza for me, I'll take damn near any pizza. Honestly, like I'm even the dollar pizza that sometimes they offer is like, I'll try that and see how good or bad it is. Usually, I just love pizza. Just love pizza. Just a
Now,
pizza aficionado.
absolutely. Now I'm gonna try to resist this cake, but man, I think the last time that I really like mowed on food that I probably shouldn't have was at a Scarefest. Actually, there was this dude up at the fucking bar, and he had these big ass motherfucking chicken strips, right?
Oh,
And
nice.
I'm up there, and he probably thought I was hitting on him, but really I was just eyeing those fucking chicken strips. And I asked the bartender, I'm like, oh, is food still being served? And he's like, no, kitchen's closed. And I'm like, oh, because them chicken strips look really good. And this guy's like, oh, do you want one? And like I said, I was like chatting with him. And I said, oh, sure. And he gave me a chicken strip. And I'm like, thanks. I was sitting with Kathy and these two guys we had met. I'm like, I just wanted your
You
chicken,
just
man.
you
I
just
wasn't
wanted
fucking
this
hitting on
chicken,
you.
and then you just fucking bolted out of there.
Yeah, and actually, he came to our table. Like, I fucking took his chicken and I'm eating his chicken, and he comes to our table. And I'm like, so Kathy and I are sitting there. These two guys are sitting there. I mean, no, we weren't together, but you don't know, right? But this dude
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
I fucking took his chicken. He, like, came over to our tables, like, yeah, how's that
Well,
chicken?
God, no, I know. And then that's another thing that I really love are chicken wings, like buffalo
Oh,
chicken wings. Oh my God.
oh, God. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Especially after you've had a couple drinks, you know.
Oh my God. Oh jeez. Yeah. And
Oh,
there's like and there are like 5 places in Atlanta that make the best ones, and I
uh,
know where all of them are.
oh, God, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And
The
and some of them do really crazy fun stuff, and it's like I just want wings. I want like a giant thing of wings. Just give them to me.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that has food issues, but this half a chocolate cake, I'm actually eyeing it right now in the hotel room. I'm like, I was gonna take it downstairs and tell them, like, hey, I found this in my refrigerator. Your staff didn't clean it out. And I was like, I don't feel like walking down, but I really think deep down it's because I want to eat that fucking cake. I may eat it before the night's done. Oh no, we'll find out.
Yeah. Once again, don't blame me one bit. Not at all.
Oh God, it does look really good. Oh well, but yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not the only one that like has food issues. But
No, no, no. I do, and I've been once again like trying to mitigate them and everything, but
mine's
yeah.
the snacking. My God, when I decided, I'm going to cut out some sugar, I'm going to cut back on snacking, I think I picked up like 5 bags of candy off my desk at home. Like, I'd have like 3-pound bags of jelly beans and shit like that I would just munch on all day. I
Oh
took them
God,
away
I
from
did.
my
Yeah,
desk.
when I first moved to Atlanta, that's like I think like a few months after I moved in there, I would get bags of like small bags, like movie
Yep.
theater bags of candy and eat
Uh
them.
huh.
And
Yep.
then before I do it, I was like, oh God, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh,
It
God.
was terrible. It was fucking terrible. Oh my God.
Yep. Yep. And usually I go to the store when I check in to the hotel because I'm going to be on site for work, I usually go to the
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
I didn't get no snacks. I usually get all kinds of chips and snacks and shit. And I didn't this time. I'm like, no, don't do it, Erica. So we'll try. We'll try.
Yeah. What I'm gonna try to do is try to do a meal prep service through where that's all I buy for the week is just that food,
Mm-hmm.
and all I have in my place is that food.
Yep.
That
That's a good
and
idea. Yeah.
yeah, that and coffee. So I have no excuse. All I have is that food to eat, and that's it.
That's actually a really good idea. I worked with a lady that did that meal prep shit, and I mean, for her, it worked real well. Because if she had leftovers, she'd bring it for lunch, and she enjoyed cooking. My thing is, I don't enjoy cooking, so it's
Oh
like, oh,
no. Mine is a service I pay for. Like I just
it's
they
already
send me the
cooked.
meals.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like everything's cooked, you just like warm it up in the microwave kind of thing. That's
Okay.
it. That's all you do.
Does it
No,
taste
I
good?
trust me. No, trust me. Like yeah, that's my thing as well. It's like I mean I enjoy cooking, but it's one of those things where it's like if I have to do it during the week, it's tedious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you
Or
got
if I
to
have to
clean
do,
up, and it's just easier to
yeah,
go get
yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah. And there's no I'm spending like an entire Sunday night trying to figure out portion out food, weigh it
Yeah.
out, do
Portion,
all this shit. It's just
yeah, do
like,
the meal prep for the next
yeah,
week. Yeah, that drives
yeah,
me crazy. I know people
yeah.
that do that, and they did
I
lose
mean,
weight, but I'm just not that disciplined.
no, and yeah, and that's great. Like the good thing about this place is that like it's local. They drop it off at like a health food store near me, and I just go pick it up.
Yep.
And they do it like twice a week. They do it Monday, then they do it Thursday. And you order your stuff, you pick your, what you want, your calorie count for each meal, and that's it. You tell them
Nice.
which ones you want. One you want, you want dinner, and lunch, you want dinner and lunch and breakfast, or any combination of those two. That's fine. They will accommodate,
Nice.
and we order it, you pay for it, you pick it up, and you're good for the week. So
Good. Very nice.
yeah, no, yeah, that's my quote unquote meal prep because like you said, I don't want to sit there all
No.
Sunday and
Mm-mm.
measure this shit out. Well, if
Cook
anybody listening to this is the
everything.
kind of
Yeah.
person that can, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I am not that person.
I'm not either. I'm not either. Mm-mm. And you know what?
Yeah.
Like I want to eat the same shit every day because kind of what they do is they cook it up and it's the same shit every day for lunch or, dinner, or they might mix it a little bit, but basically the same shit. I'm like, oh, I don't know what I want from day to day.
Yeah, that's a good thing with the meal prep website I have is just kind of like you get to choose from a wide menu like what you want for each day.
Mm-hmm.
And say you find one thing you like, you can have those 3 times during the week or 4 times during the week,
Yep.
and then you're good. You can have other things as well in combinations with it. This way, it's just easier for you to enjoy what you're having.
Yep.
So
Good. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one that has food issues, and I'm sure there's more people out there, but I'm trying to fight them. It's those fucking carbs and sugar is my problem, which I guess carbs are a sugar, aren't they? Isn't that what it is? Carbs become
they convert it
sugar.
to one.
Yeah,
I think
that's
yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's why when people eat a lot of carbs, they gain a bunch of weight. Is because it's something about converting to sugar. So I'm trying to cut those back on those. We'll see how it goes. So.
Yep. Yeah. Well, good luck for you in the new year.
Yes, absolutely. Because if I'm going to be in movies, not that I would show my old ass titties, but, they say the way that they film now, because it's not on like actual film like they used to do, the camera doesn't add weight. There was always that thing like, oh, the camera adds 10 pounds or.
Oh, yeah, that was always a thing. I remember that.
That's not true now. So that is my fat ass up on camera. When I saw them play back a scene for me, I'm like, ugh, I got to get rid of that roll.
that is why I'm behind the camera and not in front of it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm playing the.
Yeah,
the
I would.
mother.
Yeah, I'm way better behind the camera than I am in front of it. So I just, yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, God. Oh, well, I'll work on my food and we'll see how much weight I might lose. I think I've already lost like 10 pounds.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well, I started off, it was so funny because I had gotten up to like the weight I was when I gave birth to Conrad. And I'm like, God damn it, I still have this baby weight. He's like, Mom, I'm 19. That's not baby weight. Yeah, it is.
Damn.
You
Damn.
fucking kids. It ain't baby weight no more, Mom. That's all you. Yeah, after my first kid, I looked great. Second one just fucking destroyed my body. And evidently, I can't hold my urine now either. Fucking piss myself. Which actually, I wish I could say that was the first time that's happened, but there's been other times where I've been like, oh my God, I think I just dribbled. And my younger son, bless his heart, would be like, Mom, it's okay. You've had 2 kids. Oh, that's so sweet. But still, that means I'm fucking over here pissing myself, son. That's wrong. I gotta like work on something. I gotta.
You know what? You know what? Get your jade egg. That'll help.
Yeah, no shit. I should. God damn, I gotta do something though. Yeah, it was. Can't believe I pissed myself.
Oh well, it just means that you're dedicated to to what you were doing, and that's it. You're just dedicated.
Yeah, well, I've screamed in other movies and didn't have that happen, so I really got into this one, man.
Oh yeah.
I really, really wanted to do this part justice. So we'll see. We'll see what comes up next.
No, definitely.
Yeah, this one, I don't know when it'll be out. Will and Julie, they also were the ones that I worked with for Silent Night, Bloody Night 3, and that'll be out by Christmas. So, but I mean,
oh, nice.
I don't even talk in that movie, but
yeah, I pre-ordered one recently called "Don't Fuck in the Woods" Part 2. So that should be coming. Like I ordered it off of Amazon. It should be coming to my place like by the 15th of this month. So
nice.
yeah, because they released the digital version and it was on like Vudu and like Xbox and these weird places. I'm just like, you're not on Amazon. Like I'm gonna wait to buy the physical copy and then watch it. So
yeah, well, my sister, she doesn't have like Amazon and all that stuff, and so I got to buy the DVDs for her. And I already had to warn her about this one movie because she's very religious, and I'm like, well, it has 666 in the title, which you may not like. And she's like, no, I don't like that title. And now I'm like, shit, I gotta tell her there's like titties in there, and we got the Holy Bible in there. And even in the one scene, like I legit asked Will and Julie, I said, do you want me having this Bible turned where people can read that it actually says, like, I legit was holding a Bible in my hand? Or do you want me to turn it the other way and we can just it is a Bible, but nobody sees the words? And they're like, no, we want the words. And I'm like, I'm just making sure because that might offend some people. And the whole time I'm thinking about my fucking sister. My sister's going to see me with this goddamn Bible in my hands. I'm like, oh my God. She is... She'll have trouble getting through the film because now I gotta tell her there's titties in there and we got this Bible, but the Bible's a good thing in there. We don't do nothing to the Bible, but 666 titties Bible, yeah. She can't miss it.
Sounds like a weekend at the like a Catholic camp.
Oh God, I know. I'm like, oh, okay. But I was trying to be respectful. I'm not religious, but I know that, I was just asking, trying to be respectful.
Yeah, no. Of course. Yeah, you gotta, especially you
Nowadays.
to the one to read it or not.
Nowadays, you gotta ask about everything.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Oh shit. Oh god. Well, I think that is probably about it for this one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes, but I hope more people give us a shout out, questions, comments. Just you need to reach out, you need to say something. ericadyerpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. And remember, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. So make sure you're listening.